the meaning of the heavenly bodies in the antique, the true meaning, are without knowledge of the esoteric definition of the teaching, not possible to understand. Philology and comparison or comparative religious science have begun with difficult analysis of text, but the results are dissatisfying. Why? She writes, our commentators were led away by the allegoric speech, and they confused often cause and effect. She gives an example. The Indian philosophy teaches soul springs from the world soul and returns back like sparks to the flames. And then she said that there's also said the sun is the soul of all things. Everything springs from her, from the sun, and returns to her, she quotes, of which, Blavatsky says, we can see that the sun is here meant to be allegorical, and that in truth it has been spoken from the central, invisible sun, from the central, invisible sun, and now it comes again. Yes, she's right, there is central sun, Book of Light refers many pages to it. Namely, of God, whose first manifestation was Sephira as emanation of Ein Sof light. Of God. Maybe one should rewrite Isis Unveiled and eliminate the term God. Yes, the Book of Light has also the term God, but with due distance and always using it, basically pointing out that such a God does not exist. And when saying it is a monad, but not a creator God. We have no creator God. She then writes, she writes, when the limited, and this is very interesting and true, the limitation of this work of Isis Unveiled, if it would be possible, we could demonstrate that no one in the antique world, also not the worshippers of God, have seen our visible sun than anything else as an effect, so to speak, of the metaphysical, invisible, central sun, God. You see? Why not saying at the invisible core? Monadic core, monad. Why sun God? Sun God could be misunderstood, and was misunderstood many times. She said that there was no time then, what modern science teaches today, namely that our sun emanates light and heat and gives life to our nature. This is what the Book of Light teaches too. The sun is not hot. The sun is cold. Good. About that, to understand that, one would have to read the Book of Light. Rig Veda said the shining of the sun is eternal. That is not true. The all-surpassing rays of Agni never stop to shine, whether at night nor at day. This is true. Even when we have night, the sun is still shining. We see it by reflection of the moon. Seen like that, it's true. Referring to the sun itself, Rig Veda is wrong, because even the sun is limited. Solar monad will withdraw too. Then Blavatsky says, obviously they mean here the central spiritual sun, whose rays always shine, and gives life always. Dear friends, even the central sun will disappear at the temporary disappearance of the entire universe during Pralaya. She writes very clearly that for materialists it is a mystery, bringing them to desperation. But one day they will see that the cause of all these cosmic powers are in the core. She doesn't write the core. She doesn't write the core. I did it now. Yes, the cause of everything is in the core. If you, by meditation, drift constantly towards the core, you become immortal. I don't mean you become immortal that you can live always in your body. But you shed off the body knowingly, intentionally. You don't lose consciousness. And you take on a new body at will. At will. She writes clearly that that there's no gravitation in the sense of Newton, but magnetic attraction and repulsion. But why, dear friends, is that so? Because we are all already connected in one core. And that union in that core will and must be repeated over and over here again. This is why we clash together, if we like it or not. If we hate each other or not, doesn't matter. We ram and rattle so many times against each other until everybody loves everybody. And attraction and repulsion is on the monadic level. And you see on the elements, some elements have karma together, others not. This is why you have separated elements. But the Book of Light teaches those elements are made of one element. It only differs in vibration. Only in vibration. And we experience that through gravitation. In truth, it is magnetism. And magnetism is caused, she doesn't write that, but that's the teaching of the Book of Light. Magnetism is caused by friction of the monad in Mula Prakriti, in matter. How you deal with your body causes magnetism and creates an aura. This is how the machine works. So, this magnetism is either repulsion or attraction. Those people who taught that earlier were burned at the stake. They were killed. One of the masters too. See, Platon was a wise man. And she quotes him. Now they say she plagiarized him. If as human being is a toy ball of the elements out of necessity. What is that necessity, dear friends? The Book of Light makes it clear: to overcome any desire for any material world and thus attain dominion. Then you either rest in nirvana or you renounce nirvana, come back from the core, and help others who are in the manifestation of necessity. At the moment you enter material world, the world of appearances, from that moment on, dear friends, and Blavatsky writes it beautifully, you are under the influence of external causes. That was the demon of Socrates. Every person has a demon. Even the master, so to speak, his physical body could say, because a master has also to do certain domination to the physical body to control it. Not much, but a little. Socrates called it daimon, or daimonia. And she writes beautifully, beautifully. Blessed is the physically pure person. Because when his outer soul is without defect, then it strengthens also the physical part and the astral part, all the parts, all the layers. We have from that a teaching later abused. In a beautiful body there's a beautiful soul. Or in a healthy body there's a healthy soul. Well, what some people understand by being healthy, that's another question. She says that lust and other diseases of human beings result from past karma and lead to evil deeds sometimes. But she writes also, you can avoid it because there is no fatalism per se. Otherwise there would be no salvation. She says that we are directed and corrected and dominated and disciplined by pain, by fear, by anger, by other feelings, who then reflect on us, telling us don't do that. So, you can not live a balanced life when you are overcome by those feelings. You can live a balanced life when you control those feelings. But when you permit those feelings to control you, there's a problem. And she points out that, see, this is now very difficult because she mentioned here Trinity. Now she said, a person whose immortal, divine spirit left him, Book of Light says the monad, what remains is the physical form and the astral. Platon says higher part of the mortal soul. Then such a person, she says, is, what could you say, is a victim of his instincts. That's true. But would she have taught 7, would have been easier. Because there is a controlling mind, either lower or higher, that can prevent one from becoming a victim of your instincts. But by presenting 7 principles would be easier. And she says that a person whose higher part has left, we talk about lost souls also in the secret doctrine, he is a helpless tool in the hands of invisible powers.